Welcome to today's video where we focus on lengthening and strengthening hip muscles and muscles around it. For example, at the front of your thigh, your inner thigh, back of your legs that are your hamstrings, your glutes which are at the sides of your buttocks. All these muscles are very important for your hip mobility. So we are going to work on it today. Let's start at the front of the mat in Tadasana with feet are hip width apart. So my feet are not together, they are hip width apart. Bring your arms at your sides, chest lifted. Inhale and lift the chest, inner shoulders going away from each other. Buttocks not pushing back. Tuck the tailbone in. That means moving the buttock in like this and lifting the front of your pelvis up. Press your feet well onto the ground. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Come to your practice, come to your Tadasana. Be aware of the breath and sensations when you want to come to your practice. Raise your arms up. Urdhva Hasta, upward arms. Look straight and observe you're not lifting your shoulder joints up. Bring them down. Maintain the arms straight. Lengthen the fingers towards the ceiling. Don't let the fingers be dull. From here, gently bend forward, bringing your hands onto the mat or take a block and keep your hands on the block. Slow and steady breath. Bring your back into the concave shape like this. So your face is still parallel to the ground, or you can lift your head and look forward, but move your shoulder joints back. Once more, bend forward. Move the block away, bend your legs and bring your hands onto the ground roughly underneath your shoulders, your fingers or your hands. Then walk both the legs back, come to the kneeling position and make sure your thighs and shins are roughly 90 degrees and your shoulders and wrists are in line. From here, lift the knees up, move hips back, come to downward dog. Allow your torso to move towards your leg direction. Slowly walk your legs forward, back to Tanasana, forward bend. Feel free to take block underneath your hands or increase the height to the tallest position so that you can reach your hands to on the top of the block. Slowly come up, back to Urdhva Hasta, upward arms. Palms are facing towards each other. Just have a look at your arms, turn your head. Make sure they are straight at the elbows and your thumbs are in line with other fingers. Even distance between your fingers. Bring your head forward. Once more, bend forward and bring your hands on the block or on the ground. Go down. Slowly come up, back in concave position. Then bend forward once more. We're just giving some warm up, back to downward dog. Bring your head in line with your spine. That means head not lifting up like this or not moving all the way in. Observe the sensations in your fingers. Deep inhale and slow exhale. Once more, walk your leg forward, back to forward bend. And maintain the legs straight, but don't overdo the stretch. Believe in slow progression. So if you can, but you want the intention to open the back of your legs, open the back of your knees to maintain the legs straight. But at the same time, you're lifting the front thighs up. Don't let the legs go dull. Slowly come up, roll each vertebrae at a time. Raise your arms up, look straight. That lift in the chest and your shoulders are going away from each other. So shoulders are not coming forward and you're not rounding your back, you're moving them away from each other and lifting the chest. Relax your jaw. Take a deep breath. Fill the lungs with air and slow exhale, slow exhale. One more time, bend forward without pushing your buttocks back. Bring your hands on the blocks or on the ground. Bring your torso, your head towards the ground direction, and then slowly bring your torso up to bring your back into concave shape. Move the shoulder joints away from your ears. Bring your hands onto the ground. Walk your legs back. Come to downward dog. Take a deep breath here in downward dog. When you take a deep breath, observe the sensation in your back ribs. You want to feel the air, the expansion of your lungs into your back ribs. Slowly bring your knees to the ground. Your toes are tucked in. Your hands are roughly shoulder width apart. Then just have a look here. Bring your right leg towards your hand direction. It's absolutely fine. You don't have to go all the way up towards here. Whatever distance you can reach, if you can reach till this point, that's absolutely fine. And just stay here, but no rounding of the back. Instead, allow your chest to open. That means instead of lifting the upper back up like this, you are moving it in. Have a length at the front of your chest. Relax your face. Bring your foot back. Bring the opposite leg forward. Once more, pay attention to your chest, your shoulders not coming down towards the ground. I mean, not arching the back and shoulders going in and down towards the ground. Instead, they are moving up towards the ceiling. Press your hands well onto the ground. Enjoy the practice. Observe the sensations. On exhale, move your leg back. Sit buttocks to the heels. Slowly come forward. Back to downward dog. Walk your legs towards your hands direction. Slowly come up. Raise your arms up. Our next iteration is a bit faster. So bend forward. Bring your hands on the block or on the ground. Walk your legs back to downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. From here, bend the knees. Bring your right leg forward. On exhale, bring it back. Bring your left leg forward. Take a deep breath here. On exhale, bring it back. Buttocks to the heels. Back to downward dog. And let's practice Ekapada Rajakapotasana variation. So for that, bring your knee forward, bend your opposite leg onto the ground. So once more, your right leg is forward, your left leg is down onto the ground, and your right hand is roughly in line with your knee for me because that's my shoulder distance, and your left hand is roughly in line with your foot of your right foot. Okay. And if this is too intense, take 2 blocks, maintain your hands on the block to come up. If this is going well, Untuck your toes, lift the chest up, not rounding the back and looking down. Instead, lift the chest up, look at the wall, relax your face. Feel the lengthening sensation in your glutes, at the back of your thigh, in your buttock muscles. Allow your shoulders to drop down towards the ground, not lifting them up towards the ears. Instead, move them down by lifting the chest up. And make sure you're not heavy at the one side of your leg, that's your right or left. You want to bring the evenness of your weight on both the legs. Remove the blocks, come back to downward dog, and let's do the opposite side. No rush, take your time at your own speed. Bring the opposite leg forward. Your left hand is in line with your left knee, and your right hand is roughly in line with your right foot. Stay here, untuck your toes, stay here for a moment, take a breath. Feel free to come on to fingers. If this is too intense on your hips, on your glutes, then just take the time to allow your body to settle in the pose. Now take blocks and see if having some height or the blocks underneath helps you to stay here for a bit longer, to lift the chest up, to maintain the arms straight, and allowing your shoulders to go down towards the ground. Don't let the back leg go dull. Pay attention to it so that heel is not falling out to the side or in. Slowly remove the block and come to downward dog. Take a deep breath here. Fill your lungs with air and slow exhale when you are ready. Bring your knees to the ground and come onto the mat in sitting position, in cross leg position. Take some height underneath to sit if you want. You can take a blanket or shoulder stand pad or some soft cushion underneath to sit. Next, we are going to do Agni Stambhasana. Agni means fire, and this is like Stambh means wood log or something similar to like that. So, just have a look here. What we are going to do is bring your, I'm mirroring the pose here. That means this is my right, which is same as yours. Bring your right leg forward, then bring your left leg on top of that. So this is my left leg, the bottom leg is my right leg. So I have stacked my shins on top of each other like a wood logs. If this is too intense, then take a block and place your leg or a foot on the block next to your right knee. Bring your hands beside your hips, get taller. Get taller. Breathe. Feel the sensations of stretch at the sides of your hips, at the back of your leg, at your inner thigh, in your groin region. Then this is going well. Then move your hands forward towards a wall at the front, but not rounding the back, still maintaining that lift in the back, pressing your sitting bones well onto the ground while lifting the chest up and inner shoulders going away from each other. So you can have your fingers onto the ground or you can have your hands onto the ground. Breathe, deep inhale and slow exhale. And if you want some support here, then take two blocks and place them at the front, and you can bring your hands onto the blocks. So you can go onto your fingers or you can place the blocks underneath your hands. So intention here is to get the length at the sides of your trunk while maintaining the broad chest and shoulders going away from each other. Relax your jaw, relax your throat. Slowly bring your hands back onto the ground. Change the position. Bring the opposite shin on the top. Take your time, no rush. Allow your body to settle in the pose, to feel the sensations at your inner thigh, in your groin. I'm feeling the lengthening sensation at the back of my leg. Once you're ready, walk your hand forward onto the ground or onto the block. Just move your head back and look at your front of your torso. Make sure you're not rounding the back and shortening the front of your torso. Instead, you are lengthening it and lifting the chest up. Slow and steady breath. Allow your shoulder blades to go down towards your hips along with your shoulders. Don't curl your toes or don't squeeze your feet, just let them go. And if it is too intense, then you want to decrease the intensity by moving slightly back into the pose or moving your leg out, so that you want to feel the lengthening sensation to the intensity which is roughly around medium or slightly higher than medium, but you don't want to go up to your maximum intensity. Slowly bring your hands back onto the ground. Come on the mat in lying position. So I'm going to use a chair here, and any chair at home will do. I'm using chair for resting pose, just to bring my feet on top of the chair. Sorry, my back of my legs, my calves on the chair. So place your calves on the chair, arms at your sides. Your feet are roughly hip width apart, knees are hip width apart. Allow your arms to extend towards your chair direction and palms are on the ground. Slow and steady breath. Allow your back to settle on the ground. Don't lift yourself up. Let the back settle on the ground. Let the back of your head go down on the ground and feel that sensation of earth, of your mat at the back of your head, at the back of, or at your back. Observe the sensations of your arms touching to the ground. Take a deep breath here. And slow exhale. We are using this as a resting pose to allow our hips to settle, our legs to settle. One more time, a deep breath. And slow exhale. Two normal breaths here. Bend your legs. Move the chair away. Bring the soles of your feet onto the ground. Stay here for a breath. Turn to your side and slowly come up. Use your hands to come up. Sit in cross leg position. Feel free to take some height underneath your buttocks to sit. Having some height underneath helps you to sit upright, sit tall, so that you are not shortening the torso. Instead, you are lifting it up and creating a length at your spine. Close your eyes. Bring your hands beside your hips to sit tall, sit upright. Inhale and lift the chest up. Exhale and allow your shoulders to drop down and bring your hands onto your chest in Namaskar Mudra, prayer position. Relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your throat. Observe if there are any frown lines at your forehead. If so, on next exhale, let them go. Quieten your face. Celebrate this small win of your day with gentle smile on your face. Imagine a face of a person that you love and you would like to dedicate your practice to. Keep that person's face in front of your eyes for 2 breaths. Slow inhale, slow exhale. Namaste and thank you. Slowly open your eyes. Release your hands to your thighs. If you like this video, let me know what worked for you. This way, it helps me to create content that suits you. And it also helps others to get motivated and practice. See you next time. Till then, be your best version.